everybody, it's time to LOL. Listen out loud, that is. It's time for Anime Jam Session with DJ Rhonda S., Mako-chan, and Ari Rockefeller.
Hey everybody, welcome to Anime Jam Session, episode number 545. We are that podcast that talks about anime, games, conventions, the fandom, the geek stuff, and everything in between. I'm DJ Rhonda S.
I'm Ari Rockefeller.
And I am Mako-chan.
And we're back from a bit of a waylaid vacation of sorts. So, many apologies, but we're going to get the show on the road. We've kind of collected some stuff between the last couple of weeks, so, we're going to do our thing, so... And let's go ahead and roll things over. Before we begin, I just want to know, how is everybody doing tonight?
I'm very tired.
I am also very tired.
I was tired, but I'm not, because I found myself, blinking in and out of consciousness while I was trying to fix somebody's computer remotely. I'm just like, shit. But it was a Mac, so of course it's going to take its time getting shit done, so you know. You know me. Any reason to bag on a MacBook. Anywho, we are live tonight, week of May 24th, 2022, right here on Twitch TV. You can find us here every week from 9 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Time at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session. And don't forget, we're also part of the Voice of Geeks Network, and you can find them at vognetwork.com. And they also stream here on Twitch. And you can find them at Twitch TV/VogNetwork. They kick things off on Sundays with the Bobby Blackwood Show at 8, followed by Orange Lounge Radio at 9. And don't forget to come swing by our Discord at vognetwork.com/Discord, where every channel that's in there is a show that's part of the Voice of Geeks Network. So come through and hang out, and we also appreciate if you leave some articles and stuff, because we'll definitely use them, because it's got to be relevant to what we're talking about, so. And now that we got that out the way, we're going to go around the room with, how was your week? How was your day? Ari.
Well, today was payday for me, which I very badly needed, because I had missed a bill that I had somehow overlooked, but I got it under control. And, the past couple of days have been just a huge pain at me for work, because, considering where I'm out of, they'll tell me that I have to call in every morning to find out, where I'm going.
Yeah.
And not today, but yesterday, I called in and they said, "Hey, you're going up to 8 a.m." I'm like, "Okay, fine." And then about 10 minutes to 5, they call me and say, "Hey, you're actually someone from up north called out. You have to go to 13 instead, which is Staten Island." And I'm just like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me." So yeah, you better tell them I'm gonna be late, because I ain't gonna be there by 6. And but today was a lot better by comparison, which I freaking needed. And other than that, it's just been work stuff mostly. I've just been tired and run down, and it really sucks.
No, I totally get that. I totally do. Even though for somebody like me who doesn't work as hard, but it's more mental work than it is physical work, so.
There are times when this takes a toll on my brain, like you have no idea.
Oh, believe you, I get you. I totally do.
And Memorial Day's next weekend, so I can look forward to a lot of overtime. What with all the people that are just going to be calling out or disappearing.
Yes, and as Slime Boy says, office work is definitely mentally tough. Yeah. Believe you me. So I think Mako-chan, who's going to tell us about our weekend day, can definitely attest to that.
Yeah, I definitely agree that mentally I'm drained by the end of my work day.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just having to sit there and think about having to drive an hour home makes it even worse. But yeah, my weekend day, I was dog sitting last week
Oof.
and did not get as much sleep as I really wanted to. Um, I I like to snooze a couple of dozen times in the morning.
Wait,
Um,
wait, 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 wait. Define level of snoozery.
well, I purposely set my phone alarm to go off earlier than I actually need it to,
Mm.
just so that I can snooze.
Ah, okay.
But
Okay.
I mean, I get my first wake up and then I have my couple of little snoozy cat naps, which I didn't get to do because with the dog, I had to actually get up and walk the dog and then feed the dog and then get myself ready to go to work. So basically, as soon as my alarm was going off, I was up. And
Mm.
then the room I was staying in, because I was staying at my mother's, the room I was staying in didn't have blackout curtains, which I have in my room. So as soon as the sun came up, the sheer curtains were basically letting all the light in. So, 5 o'clock in the morning and it's, daylight and yeah.
You see,
So last night, being able to sleep in my own bed with my cats and not getting woken up with the sun shining in my eyes this morning was absolutely amazing.
I can just picture it's like the opening of a cartoon. You play like that whole morning music melody, of its morning, and the camera pans in. The sun is starting to shine and it's rising, and then out of no, and you see the house where Mako-chan is sleeping in. Then out of nowhere, you hear, and you just see a bullet fly, breaking the glass, shooting the sun as it drops. Actually, no, bouncing off the sun, coming back, and you hear a "God damn it" from the house.
Well, no, what would
I imagine
happen?
this. I imagine the sun would fly around like a balloon and
Exactly.
it's like,
Exactly. It would be a balloon and you'd hit the sun and it would go and then it would be nighttime again.
And then no. Then like a second later, something a replacement sun comes right on in.
Angrier.
Yeah.
Angrier than hell.
it's the angry sun from Mario 3.
Yes, and it's staring right at you.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, that
and then as you're driving to work, that sun is just following you. Just
It's like,
and you hear the music playing in the background as you're driving.
Yeah, I'm not a morning person at all. I enjoy my sleep and I am very much the type
Mhm.
of person to stay awake all night. And 9 times out of 10, when I'm staying awake all night, I'm reading. I'm not watching TV. I'm not on the computer. I'm sitting there and reading. And yeah, so I'm attempting to get this coming Tuesday off, so I have a 4-day weekend. A lot of people at work ended up taking Friday off. And I'm like, I work from home on Friday, so I really don't have to take off. But if I take off on Tuesday, that still gives me my 4-day weekend, and I start that 4-day weekend with a work from home. So I'm hoping when I go in tomorrow, I will have that approved because I'd really like a 4-day weekend.
Tequila show.
Hmm?
Tequila show.
Well, no, because I would be off on Tuesday, not Wednesday.
But you work from home on Wednesday.
No, I don't.
Oh. Oh, damn.
Yeah, no, that ended a while ago. So no, but I will be able to stay up on Sunday. I've got a couple of streamers that I watch on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And because I don't actually have to go to sleep for Monday, I will be up. And then Starlet is doing a gaming stream for DBD. And so while I do not play DBD, I will be able to actually watch the full stream and stay up and be on their channel on Monday.
Yeah, I actually own DVD, or some people call it Dead by Daylight or Debbie Delight, but
It's Debida.
that too. I just don't see it as a type of game I'd play. I know that the Evil Dead game plays in the same air, but I'm just like, if it's free, I'll grab it. But even then, I don't know if I will actually play it.
Yeah, I'm not good at those types of games, which is one of the only reasons why I haven't actually gotten it.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is until I actually have my computer set up the way that I want it to be set up, I haven't really been playing any games on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really been doing anything on the computer because I do still have to get my desk set up. I need to get everything situated because the way that things are set up now, it is, while my chair is a hell of a lot more comfortable, the positioning of things is not. So I do need to get that worked on so I can actually start using my computer for gaming, which is, part of the reason why it was updated and upgraded.
You wanted it upgraded enough so you could play Star Trek Online originally.
No, it was originally so that I could play Guild Wars 2.
Oh, that's right, Guild Wars, yeah.
And I am able to play it, but I can't actually play it. So I'm hoping one of these weekends to get that situated, but unfortunately my computer and my desk is not my priority. I still have a lot to do around the house, mostly working outside and some stuff in the sunroom. I do want to get that sunroom set up because that's where my bar and other imbibables will be. And I'd like that set up and ready for maybe a late summer party.
Sounds good. And
I like the way you think.
yeah, most definitely. And I will say, you will be getting that replacement video card soon enough, because for the last couple of weeks, there have been stocks and stocks and stocks and stocks of brand new video cards, and most likely I will be picking up a 3060 this weekend, most likely.
Woohoo!
So my weekend day has been the same. I'm still editing photos and so forth. I will say that the ZenkaiCon photos are up and posted. I just keep forgetting to go into the groups and just be like, here. I am still working on Castle Point. I am like a third ways through the Sunday photos. So I would probably get more of those done later this week. It's just, what sucks is that they closed their official Facebook page. So it's like, well, what the fuck, I'm not talking about the page, where for the others, but like the group where people would post like, where are my photos? Yeah, that's gone. So it's there, but it's actually closed. So I'm just like, what brought that on? So hopefully, I think there's a Discord I can jump into and just promote them. And I think hopefully somebody created like an unofficial group or something like that, because that generally does happen. So that. And then I was checking my Instagram messages. I realized there were people from Anime NYC I promised photos, which I'm going to try to do tonight because I totally forgot. So I'm going to take care of that. People who are asking me for ZenkaiCon photos over Instagram, sending that. I know there's at least one or two people on my personal Facebook I have to send photos to, and I'm going to take care of that as well. Water break. Let's see. Outside of that, things have been okay. I actually had my therapy session on Saturday because I missed the last one because I guess I was legally stoned for a few more hours as I thought I would be. And what I mean by legally stoned is that week of Castle Point, a friend of mine messaged me that she tested positive for COVID. So where I work, I can go outside and throw a stone in any direction and find somebody doing tests. I did 2 rapid tests and it came back negative. So, and I was talking to the physician's assistants at CVS, and she basically, and I tell her I generally keep a cold year round. And I know when I'm getting sick because I can kind of feel it like in my throat and my neck. I can feel it. And lately, I feel it and it goes away. So it's like, whatever. So she recommended, I think it's Nasonex or Mucinex, one of those that clears it up. So I'm like, all right. I bought it, went back to work. I took one, and I chugged that shit down with some orange juice. So I'm like, I'm good. I'm fine, you know. And then when I go home, and when I did 12 hours expired, I took another one and went to bed. Woke up 11:15.
Oops.
And I sat at my bed and I stared at the screen and the TV was off. I was just staring at it for at least a good 10 minutes. But I'm like, I don't remember. I'm like, what the hell did I... Oh. I think it took me like a half hour to get off the bed and go to the kitchen and make breakfast. And I can tell you this right now. I was in a friggin' stupor till at least 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, sometimes those meds are potent.
I'm used to the 4-hour shit. The 12-hour stuff just knocked me out. So, I know better. I will take that in the case if I am sick on an off weekend when I don't have a therapy session, you know? That's taken care of, you know. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, I actually did some organization. Hold on here. Now, those of you who are watching the stream, you can see behind me, I finally put the short comic book bins into place and put them up. They're facing vertical because I realized turning them the other way, it wouldn't fit unless I moved the bookcase back. So I'm like, screw that. So for those of you who are listening to the show, I've said that I've had like these long comic book bins and they were damaged due to a flood, but the comics were okay. I just finally changed them over to short bins and put them up. And I didn't realize it's generally supposed to be one long bin for 2 short boxes. I was slightly off. It seems like for one long bin, it's 2.5 short boxes. So I have a stack of comics just sitting up there that need to go into another bin, which reminds me, Mako, I found 2 more Tenchi Muyo mangas I will be bringing you.
Ah, okie dokie.
Yep. Because I was just sorting through them because I need to find my missing... I need to order books from Ninja High School. So, and I think that series is officially done, even though Ben Dunn says he's going to reboot it or bring it back. Or so. If he does it, I'll just order directly from Antarctic Press. So, you know, that's taken care of. I think that's it. And I actually have a 4-day weekend coming up. They gave us Friday and Monday off.
Nice.
So, oh, by the way, Mako, if you get a chance, jump onto the Epic Games Store. Borderlands 3 is free. You might want to grab a copy of that.
By the way...
What?
Happy birthday.
Why, thank you.
For those that don't know, it is Ronma's birthday today.
Hey, you know what's funny? I really didn't tell anybody at work. I'm just going about my day like it's nobody else's business. No, but what's interesting is that... At
this age, you know, it becomes just another day. There's very little to look forward to, at least I think so.
No, it's not that it's become just another day for me. It's just that I just don't like to make a big deal out of it like I used to. But what they do is, at the end of the month, they order dessert, and they list, like, everybody's birthday, so... And I know I'm probably going to get grief from people like, you ain't tell us it was your birthday? I'm just like...
Not that big of a deal.
And, you know, I think one of my friends asked me, what am I doing for my birthday? And I'm like, I'm going to work. Like, you're not taking the day off? I'm like, no. I got plans for the weekend, so I'm good with that. And I appreciate all the birthday love and so forth in the chat. I appreciate that. I appreciate all the birthday posts on my personal Facebook. So it's all good with that. So all right, we're going to go into housekeeping. There was something I want to say, but I will save that till the end of the show. So, you know. Let's take a look at our housekeeping here. Don't forget, every episodes of Anime Jam Session video format is available on YouTube. Head over to youtube.com/Anime Jam Session. Click on Podcast VODs, and you'll find our episodes there. This is perfect for those who have missed the last couple of episodes, because if you are a subscriber to our Twitch channel, you get access to to our episodes for 2 weeks. I have to reason why I paused for a second. Sia DeBerry, who is an amazing friend and family of the show, just threw out a crap load of gift subscriptions to everybody. So thank you, Sia DeBerry. I really appreciate that. Anime Jam Session truly appreciates that. We all do. You know, I just want to smile about that. You know, I just want to, you know, because I kind of want. I'm gonna go on this tangent for a second. Like I don't want to say because Anime Jam Session is Ari, Mako, Koi, La Chocola, Johnny, everybody that works behind the scenes, Wild Spice, Ichigo. They are all Anime Jam Session, because I could not do this show without them. Absolutely. And when you guys throw bits at us and subscribe and do like the sponsorships, just that money goes into the show. It goes into the hosting so that we can keep the website going and we can post information and reviews and so forth. The money pays for the server bills, the hosting. The money also pays. It's gas. It's basically gas money. Because Mako and Ari, they drive anywhere between 2 to 4 hours, and in some cases 6 to 8 hours to conventions back and forth, and that money goes into the gas. That money goes into, you know, food and snacks for us at conventions so that we can be hydrated and full so we can talk about stuff. That money goes into equipment, you know, that we can do the show. For all of us, the bulk of the equipment that we use come out of our own pockets, because we do this for the love of the show more than anything else. Because there are times, you know, they come in and it's like, we've had rough days, we've had bad days, we can't do this. And it's like, by the time I get ready and I get set up and I'm ready to roll, everybody's in a mindset of, we can do this, we're going to have fun with this, you know? Like, I'm going to explain, let me do something real quick. Let me turn that off. Done. Like, we didn't have a show last week. And normally we would go and do a Wednesday show. But, you know, listening to Rob Roberts over at OLR, he's like, you know, just, it kind of messes things. So we decided not to do a show. If somebody is not feeling well mentally or just physically tired, and it's just me, I'm not going to do a show. If it's just me and Mako, I will flip a coin, or if she doesn't feel like doing the show, we're not going to do it. So, regardless of we're here every single Tuesday or every other Tuesday, you know, and y'all are still here watching us flail like fools over the articles, or hearing me lose my proverbial shit, or Mako getting pretty snarky, or Ari being the voice of reason, then making a snarky comment, you know. We really appreciate that, you know. We really do. So, I just want to say, on behalf of the staff here at Anime Jam Session, thank you. Really, thank you. We could not do any of this without y'all. And now that I've said all the sappy shit that needs to be said, here's a list of upcoming conventions that we're attending. Again, this list can change based on availability of staffers and other information. ShikariCon, August 20th to the 21st, Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania. Pop Cult Anime Con, August 27th to the 28th, Boston, Massachusetts. RetroCon, September 24th to the 25th, Oaks, Pennsylvania. And I believe we can also add on there another anime convention. I believe is October 15th to the 17th out in Massachusetts. And DerpyCon, which I believe is October 28th to the 30th, East Brunswick, New Jersey. So, again, these can change at any given time. And holy crap, we just got ourselves a friggin' hype train.
Choo choo, bitches.
Well, let me throw something on there, so kind of keep that hype train going. So,
Level up.
Yeah, I think this is the first hype train we've ever gotten for the show.
First one in a while.
Yeah, so definitely. And also, I also want to throw in there. Actually, I'll save it for Geek Roundtable. So, Geek Roundtable is a part of the show where we talk about more of our geekier aspects of our weeks. We kind of talk more about the geekier side of things and sharing geekier stuff. So, what you got this week, Ari?
Well, it's another thing I ordered off of Etsy. It is a wooden dice tower. You know, it's held together with magnets. You can see it right there. Oop, hang on, I got the window up. So you stick it together like this. Okay, here we go. Mm-hmm. There's little components in it, like the middle one is the actual, dice tray. The tray itself sticks like that. Oh, god damn it!
Hey, it happens. No worries.
Okay, I had it on the wrong.
Oh, okay.
I had it on the wrong magnets.
Oh, okay.
And I do believe these little gaps on the side are for like your miniatures or something like that.
Okay.
But and you just throw in a die. This one came with the machine with the tray, so it just comes out like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a gamer jewelry for gamers and whatnot. A friend of mine actually said, after we got done taking the cover off of his pool, something else I forgot to mention, that he knows a friend in work who's looking for people for a D&D campaign he wants to put together, and needless to say, I'm going to be prepared for it.
Okay.
You just have to be prepared for the asshole who's going to come in with his character like, I don't know, the fucking situation or something completely goofy like that, Like, I killed Gandalf. Wait, what? It's time for the Shire to rise up! You got to be able to roll with the punches.
No, I totally get that. And when you get a chance after the show, or maybe later this week, you should head over to Starlit Creations Etsy page. They have some amazing, gorgeous dice towers. They're huge, but goddamn if they're not absolutely gorgeous as fuck,
Who was it? Starlit Creations?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have dice towers and dice cages, and they're really big D&D people. They actually make their own dice, too.
Yep.
Interesting. I will definitely keep them in mind.
Most definitely. All right, Mako-chan, what you got for Geek Roundtable? Or do we have to say the B word 3 times?
Yeah, so I guess this kind of goes into the CloverCon stuff, but I didn't really find a whole lot in the actual dealer's hall that I needed to have. So I ended up sinking all of my money into the silent auction. And one of the things that was in the silent auction was this Lydia doll. Originally, she was a Hot Topic exclusive. They sold out very, very quickly. So when I saw her and I saw, the price that the auction was at, I figured, you know what? The money is going to the 4-H. It's
Yep.
for a good cause. So I'm going to just drop what would normally be what I would find this for on eBay. So I'll just drop it. Then I don't have to worry about shipping or anything like that, and it's mine. So that's what I did. So this is the Funko plush of Lydia in her red wedding dress, and she will soon sit next to my Build-A-Bear Beetlejuice bear.
Nice, nice, nice.
But it does mean that now I need to find somebody to commission a red wedding tux for my Beetlejuice bear.
I think you could find a couple of people that can do that. No questions asked,
Yeah, I mean, I know that there are people out there that'll do it, but a lot of people that do regular clothing and regular cosplay don't like to touch doll clothing just because it is so tiny.
When you think of doll clothing, you might possibly go back to thinking of porcelain dolls, which are just extra creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind those dolls either, but
those were basically those porcelain dolls are the original Funko Pops.
Yeah. I mean,
no matter
the good
which way you turn the body, the eyes never turn away from the direction the body is buried.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing is that all of the Build-A-Bear clothing, no matter what, is the same size. So it just will take somebody that either has the I guess the measurements already, or that already makes Build-A-Bear clothing and can get something out to me easily.
Gotcha. And Slime Boy says, might want to hit up some people who do doll mods. They really get good at sewing the tiny clothes. Good point.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know that there are people on Etsy and other websites that do modded custom Build-A-Bear clothing. So it's just a matter of actually, finding somebody to do it for me.
And I totally get that. All right, so besides the fact I'm finally wearing my Sailor Venus soccer jersey that I wore for the Japan Day parade, where, like I said, the actress who plays Venus in the musical spotted me after I was waving, and I also had my Artemis hat on, so cool stuff. I realized I don't have that video part on camera because the angle of the camcorder I was recording, but when you're a one-person band, things happen. But one thing I have talked about is I'm very finicky about my about fan art. There are some I will definitely buy or download, use as wallpaper, and there's others not so much. If they're really badly disproportionately drawn because certain fan artists have particular fetishes, I'm just like, it's nice and all, but I wouldn't add it to my collection. But there is this one fan artist. She goes by the name of Skirtz. SKIRTZZZ. I discovered her. She did a series of raver Disney princesses, and the artwork is pretty awesome. So I actually went to her website a while back, and she had other characters like the Sailor Senshi. So I went out and I ordered a set, and it's been sitting here on my printer for a while because I just wanted to wait before taking it out and sharing it. And wow, this is really nice. All right. What I ordered was copy. Oh, nice on cardboard. No, fancy stiff photo paper. I believe I have here all of the Senshi.
It looked nice.
Yeah. And I have 2 of Venus because I'm probably going to end up keep the set in this collection here and probably put one in a frame and put it out on display. And also a group shot of them. So this is basically a group shot of the photo card of print size. You know what? I have to admit, I like Jupiter's expression here.
Mm.
So,
You okay over there, Makoto? Nope.
Yeah, I think I actually have some of her art saved on my computer. Now that I'm looking at it,
found her
I
Instagram
actually she
page.
does. She has a couple of Ryoko pictures that I know I have saved on my computer.
well, you should if she has them for sale, you should definitely get them because this was reasonably priced for the quality
Yeah,
here.
I'm looking. I'm actually on her website now. Her she does the warrior Mario princesses.
Okay.
And I know I have that one.
Okay.
I actually want to cosplay that.
And I know some people did get cosplays of that too, and that's pretty awesome. So this will go into my collection of other cool stuff that will eventually go up on my wall, either in this rinky-dink apartment or if I move into a better one. Given my financial situation, give it a year, probably. I don't know. Who cares? But
She did a really cute one with Barrett and Marlene.
yeah, they are a precious group. Also, I want to drop this in here real quick. That's for the level 4 hype train. So thank you to everybody who gave us a friggin' hype train, yo. Thank you.
Don't worry, we'll get the level 5 next time.
Oh, definitely. And I gotta figure out why the HelloFresh thing keeps coming up. I turned that off. So probably because I probably turned it off after the bot went up for the day or something like that. So, anywho. Enough about that. Let's get into tonight's show because as you can see, we kind of ran late with stuff, but it's kind of normal. But I did compress the articles tonight, so we don't have as many articles to discuss. So right now, we're going to talk about close this out. CloverCon 2022. It's what do they call it? The convention of the hidden village of big hearts, something like that.
The little convention with a big heart.
There you go. That's it. Now, I would say I could probably say this on behalf of the staff here that has gone to conventions. This is basically like our number 2 convention, and number 1 is basically Zenkai. Now, what I like is that every convention, basically, they're raising funds to do various things. What CloverCon is doing, the money is literally going back into the 4-H Club so that the 4-H Club can do awesome things and continue to raise funds so they can have a bigger location, not just for the con itself, just for cool 4-H Club activities.
And if you're wondering about the name CloverCon, it comes from the fact that the 4-H's logo is a 4-leaf clover.
And you want to know something? I always wanted to join the 4-H Club. I mean,
There wasn't any one of those near me.
Same
when
here.
I was growing up.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to be a Boy Scout, but for some reason, I wanted to be more. I think being part of 4-H Club was had a heavier weight to me than the
Boy Scouts.
Boy Scouts, yeah. So basically, it's a small convention. Upstairs is the gaming room where you have video games on one side and tabletop gaming on the other. When you walk in, there's the main panel room, and I like that they turned the chairs because I think for the last couple of years they've had like a giant monitor with a camera display. I think this is the first year they've actually used it, which was pretty cool. And I know that was used for the virtual interview with Michelle Knotts and James Carter. Cathcart, yeah. Now, on the other side, there is a smaller room where for other panels. You go a little bit further down, there is the manga library. There's also the video room, which is kind of cool. I basically did a panel at this convention this year, which was basically podcast and Twitch streaming 101. It's basically the same panel that I did at Zenkai. There was some slight tweaks to it because I had some more updated information. I will probably be updating. I'll probably have a dedicated page just for that with updated presentation. Definitely want to check that out. And then when you walk in, when you go past the main room area, it's the dealer's hall / artist alley. And right inside there is the stage for the masquerade. Having those two together kind of reminds me of like those schools where, the cafeteria, where the gymnasium is also the cafeteria.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like the gym, the gym is like where they put all the tables and the stools for the kids to actually eat, because the cafeteria is like tiny.
No, I mean,
no.
There is no cafeteria at all. The gymnasium is the cafeteria.
Oh, mine wasn't like that.
Yeah.
Elementary school growing up.
Beery says a cafe gymatorium. Yes. The thing is, I've only heard of that in a lot of the Catholic schools, And Calliope says we called it the all-purpose room when I was in school. And also, I've seen that in some animes as well. Now, like, the only issue I really have with the con is that, because of the way the building is constructed, it's hard to get a decent cell signal unless you are a vendor or something like that. You have access to the Wi-Fi, or you go outside. But here's the thing: the building for the convention is not small, nor is it big. So basically, it'll take you less than a minute to walk outside, check your messages, and check whatever, and come back inside. Whereas if this was like at a bigger convention, you're probably going to be walking for at least a good 5-6 minutes if you feel like, just in case you're like in a dead spot or a dead zone or something like that.
Yeah, I was able to camp out in the video room and had decent signal in there.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad up there.
Yeah. But honestly, I really didn't care that I didn't have a signal or not, because I was really enjoying myself more than anything else. I know I was trying to keep in touch with one person but she was already at the con. She was working one of the tables. I just want to make sure that she, if she had gotten there or not. But I didn't. Yeah, I did end up buying some stuff from the dealer's hall. There was this one person selling these adorable pins. Let's see, is there a name on this one? Yeah, from the Ha P Studio. So, I bought 4 pins. One of them is Daisy. One was Kirby. One was Eevee, and I believe Mako-chan has Eevee.
I do.
Yeah, and Chocula has Kirby. I actually got one with one of the Inklings from Splatoon 2 on it. And that's for a friend of mine who's coming to visit. So I figured, why not? The thing is, because of how much I like these, I won't wear these out. If I wear out the Daisy one, it's going to be attached to my Daisy lanyard. If not, I actually have like a box in that closet where you see the calendar of all, like, basically pins and small keychains that I've bought, because as much as I like them, I don't want anything to happen to them unless I have like cheap, like $2 knockoffs of them that I could put on my stuff and be like, I'm okay with this.
See, and now that means that you have to invest in an Eat-A-Bag.
No, it does not. I want you to know, I got an Eat-A-Bag for free. I ended up giving it to my friend Kelly, where she has told me her kids have found her 2 daughters tend to fight over who gets to wear it. I mean,
the person that does those pins, Adorkabos is working with them.
Ooh!
And making actual bows and ribbons using the Peach and Daisy pins.
I'm going to have to buy one of those bows for obvious reasons. And as Slime Boy says, surprised you don't have a Venus Eat-A-Bag, Ranma. Well, I had a Sailor Venus themed, not a book bag, but messenger bag. I had one of those. I left it with a friend who probably lost it to fix it, because I didn't even have it for a couple of weeks and it started to fray. I'm just like, are you kidding me right now? So then after that, I have in my closet an Artemis messenger bag that I got for Christmas from Mako, which is in a giant bag full of bags, so it's bagception. But I do have this. Mako, you talk about your experience at the con. I'll go grab this.
Yeah, so I basically did what I usually do. I tend to people watch and just look at cosplay and look at the stuff that's on sale and look at the art. So I actually did spend a little bit of time in the video rooms. They were showing Inuyasha, and I
And old school Naruto, like
yes, and old school Naruto. But it was a nice, quiet place to basically sit and relax, away from the noise. And it's anime that I enjoy, so it was nice just sitting there for a little while. Also, as I said, I did end up putting myself into the silent auction. With the Lydia doll was actually one of the playbooks from the musical. It's actually the one from their latest Halloween show. So I did get that as one set. And then they had a book of the Goblins of the Labyrinth that has all the different Labyrinth characters in it. And then that actually came with a gargoyle statuette. So I won that as well. For the most part, though, it was just, walking around, and there was a lot of stuff on sale, a lot of art. It was really pretty art, but because of the move and everything, I didn't want to get art until I knew, where it would actually be going. So I didn't pick up any of the actual art. Somebody was actually selling the intro cards for the Yu Yu Hakusho card game. They were they were $5 per intro box, so I ended up getting 2 intro boxes. It's the same freaking stuff in both of them. So I might actually just put one aside and put one away, and take the others and maybe see if Starlit Creations can perhaps make me something with some of the cards, since they do resin casting. And then the other thing, like I ended up taking the pictures because the catwalk was the same time as Ronma's panel. So I ended up taking the pictures for that, and that killed a good 45 minutes. But it was, this convention is, because it's small, it's local, it's a way to basically meet up with local friends. Some of the people that actually work the convention I'm friends with, so it's nice to meet up with them, see how they're doing, especially, being that it's one of the first conventions after this whole shit show of the last 2 years. So it was nice to, hang out with them, and get bubble tea, because the anime club does have their little Asian food court, and bubble tea is one of the things in that, and I have to get one every year.
Well, if it's good, if it works, it works.
It actually is surprisingly tasty bubble tea. So I don't mind it. It's not overly sweet. It's not overly bitter. Some people will, brew the tea too long. So they do a very, very good job with their bubble tea. So that was, nice and cold drink. But again, it's just, I was just able to, do a simple cosplay that I happened to have just lying around. So that was nice. and just get back in there. And this will probably be my only con for the year, so I went
You have
out
to
with a
make the
bang.
most of it.
And I think there's something that you were talking about you might have bought from Calliope, because they're saying they were theirs. They sold them through the clubs at the Artist Alley table.
Yes, those were mine. So yes, I got them from you, and then I got the two little cat head resin pieces too. They were really cute, so I had to have them. But yeah, I collect all of those cards, so I will probably keep one boxed up, and I might, as I said, I might send some of the cards to Starlet to, because they do jewelry out of the cards in resin, so I might see if they can make me a couple of pendants or something, or keychains with some of the cards. And if not, it'll go into my big book of holy crap cards, which I have an entire binder full of cards. I don't play card games. I just collect them because they're pretty.
And Clive, say if you want more bubble tea, come to the 4-H fair.
I might take you up on it because that bubble tea was really good.
And to answer Slime Boy's question, I don't have an eat-a bag, but I do have, I guess you could call it a purse. I do have
a
backpack. I do have a Sailor Venus backpack. So, and I do wear this to basically every single convention that I go to. I forgot to bring it to CloverCon because I was too busy focusing on going to the Japan Day parade and filming all of that, and then making my way down. Sitting there recording the parade, I'm just like, wait a minute. There's only two things I need to record. George Takei and the Sailor Senshi. Once that was done, I packed it up and left, and it started raining. I'm just like, oh, those poor people at the food fair. So
Sounds like you got out of there just in time.
Yeah. And it looks like the 4-H fair, free to get in, and free parking.
Nice.
Now that we've gotten through all of that, let's get into tonight's topics, shall we?
Okay.
Now, Anime Central.
Did Ari go over what he was doing at CloverCon?
Oh, wait, sorry.
Mine wasn't all that different from you guys. I mean, I was there with you, but what I did want to talk about is like how we were looking for to get food the night before, and we happened across that barbecue place, the Oink and Moo.
Mm-hmm.
And we stopped in ShopRite to get mixers and whatnot. We had taken it back because we all ended up going to different places to get dinner. I just paused when I took a mouthful of pulled pork.
Yeah.
It was oh dude, this is it fucking dissolving in my mouth when I'm just holding it here. I'm like,
I can say the same about the ribs. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Definitely.
But yeah, I spent a good amount of time in the game room. I hung out at your panel, of course, but I had to depart early because I had to think about work the next day. So
I only had one issue with my panel, and I probably wasn't thinking fully because when I looked at the panel, I'm like, I don't have a projector. They supplied a projector. I guess it was just the location where I had to set it up so that people could see it. But other than that, it was still a good it was a good presentation. So I'm probably going to go back over and tweak it some more and see what other proper information I can put. I think I need to kind of swap some of the cards around. So now that we got that out the way, now we could talk about what's going on with Anime Central. And if you staff a convention or you run a convention, please do not be like them. Don't do the stupid. Seriously.
Yeah, when I read that, and then I read the update, which is the one that I posted for tonight, I'm just like, are you kidding me? This is, no, don't do that.
So basically, let me pull up the other article too. So this first article, came up on, last week, and then we have updated one that came 2 days later. This one's basically saying that ASEN reversed their mask policy, and it does not require a COVID-19 vaccination or a negative test. I'm going to tell you this shit right the fuck now. If I go to a con and they say that, and I've already put money out, I will go through every legal channel that I have to my ability to get my money back. And if I have to hire a demonic attorney to go after or the sue to get some money back, I will do so. And the reason why they did this, according to staff, they claim that its policies are based on current CDC guidelines and align with the requirements of the convention center that it's held in with state and local health authorities regarding large indoor events. Okay, here's the thing. A lot of states and mandates are saying you don't need masks for large groups, events. The conventions that are privately run, remember that conventions are not public events. They are private events. They can do as they please. They have said, you got to wear a mask. And if you're going to bitch, moan, and complain about that, stop going to conventions. You are the type of person that does not need to be there. So, and also what they're saying is there will be no refunds or rollovers for badge holders. Again, if you didn't go to ASEN and because of this reason, contact your credit card company. They can help you to get your money back, okay? But if you did it through PayPal, I think you have like 45 days. But regardless of that, there are a lot of credit card companies are doing exemptions because of COVID. So reach out to them and see what they have to say. Now, mind you, this popped up the week of the convention. The week. People had already spent their money and invested and ready to go. Now, A&N reached out to the convention center for comments. According to the convention center, they go, we continue to follow most current rules set down by the CDC and the IDPH. The CDC guidelines require wearing masks for areas where COVID-19 community level is marked as high. Cook County, where the convention will take place, is marked at a medium community level through the Illinois Department of Public Health. The still notes that school districts and private businesses can continue to require masks at their discretion. This is part of the reason why there is no Anime Next this year. But don't fuck up like they did. Now, 2 days later, ASEN backpedaled a bit. They are now requiring masks for all guest and panel events, the dances, exhibit hall, artist alley, gaming and entertainment hall. At that point, you might as well just walk into the fucking convention center and put your damn mask on at that point. And I understand some cosplayers don't want to have a mask on because it detracts from the outfit, the cosplay. So put together a mask that kind of fits your cosplay. I don't like it.
People have been doing that for quite a while. Yeah. I mean, a lot of them to pull it off seamlessly. It's not that big of a deal.
I know. And even I don't like it. But you know what? This is becoming part of the new norm. And this is what we're going to deal with. Until we can get everybody vaccinated to the point where you can get sick with COVID and be out for a couple of days and not have to worry about passing it to somebody else. This is what we got to live with. So you got to deal with it. And if you don't like it, screw off somewhere, Now, from that, I think I put it in the notes here. Did I? No, I did not. And I'm not going to talk. I'll talk about that briefly. There is a Twitter account of someone who is an underground staffer. No, not underground. They're a staffer, but they created an underground like a thing. They created a Twitter account where they start talking about some of the stuff that's been going on with this. And I'm trying to find it because I don't remember the actual name of the account anymore. Mind you, I was just talking about it with a friend on Friday because we were discussing things. So let's see. Is this it? Yeah, Con Whistleblow 1. That's the name of the account. I will post it in our group chat so you can read up on it because everything is still there. Basically, they're explaining what's going on. Nobody on staff knew this was happening. And it seems that if you were on staff and you bail because of this, you are not in good standing with the convention. So all of your tenure and everything that you have attributed to the con gets thrown out just like that. And it's just ridiculous. And it looks like there's been some updates on what's going on here. So basically, I'm not going to go into full details, but if you want to know more than what we discussed on tonight's show, just go to twitter.com/conwhistleblow1 with the number 1, and you can read all of that there. Also, I want to say that Fanime has said something as well. So now this is coming out from Fanime. This is something slightly different that I still have an issue with because it can be done. Basically, Fanime has canceled their masquerade. They canceled it due to the unique limitations created by COVID-19. That's why. Which means you're going to have a severe drop in attendance numbers already, because if there's no masquerade, a lot of cosplayers are not going to show up. Now, I have been to conventions where there has been a masquerade. It's not hard to have people wearing masks, okay? And sitting down in an auditorium, okay? The people on stage have to wear a mask. I don't think they should because they're 6 feet away, but, it's neither here nor there. That's just me. So, that's going on with their mask mandate. And I understand why ASIN did this, because a lot of cons are kind of iffy on the mask mandates because it affects their bottom line, because without a mask mandate, everybody named Mama will show up. You put it in the mandate, yeah, half of those people will not arrive. And honestly, those half of people need not to be there. So, enough about that. Enough of my ranting. We're going to talk about something new, something more, and something positive. Mako's going to tell us about Urusei Yatsura.
Yeah, so some additional information of the Urusei Yatsura reboot has come out. And it looks like we're going to get an October premiere. There are new key visuals that are out. There is actually a new trailer out. And I am really enjoying the actual animated art. So as I said, I'm really excited about that. There are new cast members. So it looks like Wataru Takagi is as Cherry and Miyuki Sawashiro as Sakura. So we're getting a bunch of also current cast, returning cast. And it's looking like the reboot is on schedule right now for October of this year. And I'm kind of excited.
The thing is, I don't want to call it a reboot. It doesn't feel like a reboot. It feels more like a continuation. I do understand it's a reboot in the aspect of it's been 40 years. And I totally get that. But I like the fact that they are adapting selected stories from the original manga, But I would like for them to kind of read, maybe the first episode should be how it all happened, and then go into the separate stories. I think that would be kind of cool. And I will watch this. I will definitely be watching the new Urusei Yatsura anime, because I look at it this way. If they can do Inuyasha GT, if we can get brand new episodes of Urusei Yatsura, then it's just a matter of time we get a reboot of Ranma 1/2. I mean, they never.
Yeah, I knew that you were going there with that.
Yeah. Oh, yes, definitely. Because they didn't finish that anime. They didn't finish it. But I'm just saying, we can do this. And they can just do it. No filler episodes. Just go straight through, start to finish, all 36 chapters. And as Ranma 421 says, I'm okay with this reboot. Better than the Inuyasha sequel.
That's not a very high bar to get over.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Now, the next story, I think that caught everybody off guard.
Oh, yeah. So So the U.S. Department of Justice Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Texas announced on Wednesday it has charged Austin St. John, the original Red Power Ranger, alongside 17 other people in charge of conspiracy to commit wire fraud. All 18 individuals have either been arrested or summoned to appear before a federal judge, but did not specify which defendants have been arrested. According to the U.S. Department of Justice announcement, St. John, at 47 years old, God damn, and the other defendants allegedly defrauded lenders and the Small Business Administration's Paycheck Protection Program, misrepresenting information in their applications such as the true nature of their business, number of employees, and the amount on the payroll. The SBA approved and issued loans to each of the defendants, and the indictment alleges the defendants did not use the money as intended. The DOJ alleges the defendants in total fraudulently obtained at least 16 loans worth about $3.5 million. And each defendant could be in jail up to 20 years if convicted.
Mm.
And needless to say, Jason here pleaded not guilty.
Well, I can say...
we can call him that because his real name is actually Jason Lawrence Geiger.
Mm.
And, oh boy, not the first Power Ranger to be in trouble with the law.
Mm-hmm.
But this one's for much more mundane problems than the first one. You heard about that, right?
Yeah, I know about the guy from Wild Force. Now, I was listening to another podcast on the way in, and they were talking about this. It seems that somebody posted posted on Instagram. I don't think it was video footage, but they described what was going on. Basically, the FBI was in his house, outside of his house, full tactical gear and everything at 7:30 in the damn morning. Jeez, that's gotta hurt. So.
Is that cat?
Yep.
That would be Damien purring, yes.
He doesn't really... And then let me guess, the meowing was Cassie.
Yeah, she's... Because I'm petting Damien right now, and she's jealous.
Mm-hmm. She's like, excuse you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Given the prices of the Rhonda one have 2-in-1 books, I'm going to have to start ordering them.
Aw, Cassie's purring too. She's just really, really quiet.
Jesus fuck, $50 for the first... Damn. It's probably cheaper on Barnes & Noble. God.
Shall we continue?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Yes. Okay, so the next one up here is 7 Seas, employees at manga publisher 7 Seas Entertainment to form a union. They want to form a union calling themselves the United Workers of 7 Seas, UW7S. The union is working closely with the CWA, the Communication Workers of America. The group seeks to negotiate better working conditions for the employees and freelancers. According to the union, the publisher has grown from 10 employees in 2018 to over 40 people in 2022. The union's new Twitter account and website states that the workers are overworked, underpaid, and do not receive benefits typical of the publishing industry. The group is demanding equitable pay, health care, and PTO, reasonable workloads, fair deadlines, and a well-organized digital office. Now, some of you may not know, but I was a union worker. I worked in a union in a supermarket basically right after I got out of the military. And it was interesting. I liked the fact that being in a union, I had job security. But the problem is, if shit goes down and you're the point of contact, even outside, you're done. That's how I ended up leaving working for the grocery store. Something had happened. Somehow fingers were pointing at me, and even though they couldn't prove it, guess who got tossed on their ass? No.
That would have been you.
Yeah, And another thing why I hate unions is if you live in New York City and have to deal with the MTA, that's another reason why you hate the unions, all right? Because most of the people that drive these buses and conduct and run these trains are lazy and incompetent. I've seen like the people in the booths, they're not even checking if there are people that are jumping the turnstile. They're too busy watching videos on their tablets and laptops. Now,
That, or what I was going to say, they don't get paid enough to care about this shit.
No, they get paid more than well. They just don't give a shit because of job security. And another example is the post office. Basically, the people at the post office give zero fucks because they have job security and that union pay. Now, I like the fact that with the union, there is job security. They will fight for you. But at the same time, they'll take extra liberties. Now, I also believe not every job should be unionized. We see what's going on in the gaming industry. I understand. I support that being unionized. I work in IT. For what I do, I don't need to be unionized. We are good. It's not that bad. Now, if it was working in an IT division where it was 24/7, which at one place I worked at, it was like that, of course, you know. Now, Apple stores are trying to get unionized. We have some Starbucks stores that are unionized. And I think Starbucks stores should be unionized for what they do. I worked at Staples. I've worked at doing retail. Sometimes it kind of feels like it should be unionized, but but not everything should be. This is something that's like a wait and see. Now, it makes things even harder because when you're a contractor, it's even harder to get into the union that way because some places are like, if you have to be a contractor for X amount of time before you can be a part of the company and be in that union. So we'll see how this plays out. That's all. Yeah, and Slime Boy's telling me about the price of the Rhonda 1/2 books, and they're like ridiculous. Like the first omnibus is like $50. I'm just like, I'm not gonna sit there and pay $50 freaking for that. That's not happening. But the other books are reasonably priced, and they're saying it's the supply chain, which I totally get. But then again, when Viz released Ranma 1/2 on Blu-ray, some of those volumes sold out just like that and went out of production in a heartbeat. So I am thankful I have all of the Blu-rays up on my shelf when I had a chance. So And CW says, the main time I benefited from a union when I worked in my hometown ShopRite 20 years ago. Yep. And now that we got that out the way, let's talk about interesting stories meanwhile in Japan.
I'll take the second one.
Oh, okay. I'll take the last story.
Okie dokie.
Now, this was something we was going to talk about last week, but we didn't because there was no show. But at least we have a conclusion to it.
Yeah, so this is a multiple part. We have spoken about the initial part. Basically, the the town that the entire COVID relief fund went to one particular man. This is that update. Basically, he said, I will not run, and then he ran. So last month, he ended up getting about $360,000 in relief funds, which were intended for 463 households. It should have been about $776 each. So at the time, the mayor apologized for the clerical error that led to the mistake and was pursuing ways to get the money back. But unfortunately, there's been a lot of stuff that's happened since then. So for the first part, it looks like the error occurred because the town compiled a list of all the applicants for the money and put it all on, put all of their account information on a floppy disk to send to the bank. And that part actually worked. The problem was that in tandem with the floppy disk, the town's transfer order was also sent to the bank online. It was there that the man in question's account was at the top of the list, but was apparently formatted in such an erroneous way that the bank mistook it for a sort of proxy that all the money should go to first and then be filtered into the proper accounts. So when the man noticed on the 8th of April, he seemed to basically decide, hey, I'm going to keep the money. So bit by bit, he started moving amounts out every day for about 2 weeks so that nobody would actually notice. Meanwhile, the town did notice and began looking for the money. And when they found out where it was, they tried to get in touch with the man, but couldn't. So they found him on the 21st of April, where the man basically said, you know what, it cannot be undone anymore. I will not run. I will pay for my crime. However, he ended up disappearing. So even though they were setting everything up to legally be able to take all the money back and, go through a lawsuit and everything, he up and ran.
Bastard. Cleaning
out the bank account, quitting his job, abandoned his home. Yeah, so...
What a scumbag.
Yeah. So obviously after that... the saga continues. So after deciding that he was going to keep it all, he ran. So on May 16th, a lawyer claiming to represent the man held a press conference. Although he said he didn't know the current whereabouts of the man, he said he had been in communication with him. At the press conference, he simply reiterated the man's claims, saying that the money had run out and that it could not be returned, stopping short of any details where it might have went. Shortly afterwards, JNN reported that people involved with the man were told that he had spent it all at a number of online casinos. So when that came around, the mayor expressed his doubts, saying, "It's hard to think that such a large amount of money would be used up so quickly, so I wonder if that's the case." He added that he expects the truth to come out in the trial that they're having. So obviously wild, complex theories on what exactly happened. So the conclusion, we don't need to go over that anymore. Okay, so the conclusion of it is that basically he did blow it all on online casinos. So not only did he waste the money, but he ended up now fraudulent use of a computer because he knew, quite frankly, that the money wasn't his. So, in the case of this guy, he was using a smartphone app to gamble, which automatically withdrew money from his account as he played. By using a computer-like device to move money, which he knew didn't belong to him, police believe he was engaged in computer fraud. A newly launched investigation into this activity revealed that he had done it about 34 times in the 11-day period that it took him to squander everything. Despite initial calls for his arrest online, commenters now seem unsatisfied with this development based on the notion that he wouldn't be able to pay back the money if he were in prison. Along the same lines, it wouldn't be surprising if the lawyers preparing a defense that he was the victim in all of this, considering the almost superhuman speed at which he lost so much money gambling and the digital receipts to prove it. It probably wouldn't be a stretch to diagnose him with a gambling addiction.
You don't say.
So the media spoke to his former landlord and coworker prior to his going on the lam, both of whom said that he was always a very mild-mannered and punctual person, further strengthening the case that he was essentially a good guy who had a momentary lapse of control over his inner demons during a moment of intense temptation. On the other hand, he also seems to have a chronic habit of screwing up. So we'll see if anything comes from that. And hopefully we will have a final review of this once they decide what they are actually going to do. But they are right. If he goes to jail, he will not be able to pay back any of the money that he technically owes.
And as Ron421 says, is this guy's name Genma? Well played, sir. Well played. All right, Ari, tell us the second article and then call it a night, my friend.
Yeah, a fire chief in Akita starts a forest fire by trying to scare away a wasp. So on May 7th, about 1:25 p.m., the chief of the Akita Prefecture Kazunu Wide Area Administrative Union Fire Department, God, that's a mouthful, was out clearing land by his parents' home in Kazuno City. He was confronted by several insects, which reports refer to as hachi, which is a Japanese catch-all that encompasses any kind of yellowy, stingy bugs. You know, normal bumblebees, murder hornets, you call it. The encounter spooked him enough to pull out a road flare and light it to ward off the flying beasts. Then he threw the flare at the bugs in self-defense. It landed on a pile of dry grass, and ignited it. So a high-ranking firefighter was already at the scene and called for backup. By the time 3 fire engines and 11 other firefighters rolled up, about 45 square meters, almost 500 square feet, of grass and trees are already burning. It took about 30 minutes to extinguish the blaze, but luckily no one was injured and there was no serious damage to property. In a press conference, the chief apologized, saying, "I'm very sorry to start a fire. I haven't just called on residents to be careful not to start wildfires."
You think?
A very real-life application of the "I saw a spider, I panicked, I think I got it," shtick.
That's...
people ask, like, oops, of course. It's like a comedy sketch. There's a time of year giant horns build their nests, and someone asks, "Did he kill the bugs?"
You know what? I got nothing.
No one's going to let him hear the end of this either.
Nope. It's a Fire Marshal Bill effect.
We can only hope. It'll be something that's stupid and funny. But I gotta head out for now, guys. I will talk to you later.
All right, take care.
Have a good night.
See you
Bye.
next week. All right. Again, he gets up at like 4 a.m, so bless that man. And our last story of the night. A Japanese teen calls cops on a man she thinks is holding a knife. But it just turns out he's holding old technology. And I'm just going, what the what? So, at roughly 1:30 in the afternoon last Thursday, an operator for the 110 emergency number, which is their equivalent to 911, got a call in Sendai from a woman in her teens. The woman, who was near Sendai Station, the busiest rail hub in Japan's northeastern Tohoku region, had called in to report spotting a man carrying a knife or other bladed instrument of some kind. The cops showed up with swift response, dozens of officers rushing to the scene. When they arrived and spoke with the caller, however, her friend, also a woman in her teens, told the police that she had seen things slightly differently. According to the friend, the man wasn't carrying a knife or cutter or any other blade, but a garake. A garake, better known as a flip phone. That's right. A flip phone. It's not clear whether or not the friend had convinced the caller that what she had seen was just some old school communications technology and not a dangerous weapon between the time she placed the call and when the police arrived. Either way you look at it, officers still felt the need to investigate, and after analyzing security footage, they were able to identify and find the man the girls had seen. With this cooperation, they searched his stuff, and it was a flip phone. No knife, a flip phone. There were no charges filed, no injuries were reported because it was a phone. And it seems that the woman's age has been the primary factor in the mix-up. It has been several years since smartphones became the norm in Japan, and with KDDI, one of Japan's largest telecom providers, discontinuing its 3G network service, flip phones have become increasingly a rare sight in Japan. The caller's exact age hasn't been mentioned in reports, but it's likely that neither she nor her peers had even used a flip phone, and a lack of familiarity probably made it harder for her to imagine that the man was holding something so harmless, especially if she saw him from a distance. Another potentially contributing factor is that traditional Japanese hand saws often have a rectangular shape to their blades, with length-width ratios not too far off from a flip phone itself. Still, the bizarreness of how something was once a ubiquitous sight in Japan can now trigger an emergency response from dozens of police officers wasn't lost on Twitter, the netizens out there, with comments such as, "Flip phones were such a big part of our lives, now they're like a lost technology. You know, I can kind of see how someone can make that mistake. After this, I bet some people who sell flip phones are going to feel kind of nervous about using them in public." As for the owner of said flip phone, he hasn't made any public comments about the incident, but let's hope that he wasn't too shaken by it and was still able to enjoy the rest of his day watching DVDs and playing games on his PlayStation Portable. I'll tell you this. In my neighborhood, sometimes you will see people with flip phones. And it's just a matter of time for that 3G network gets shut down and those flip phones are rendered useless.
Yep.
But Motorola did release a smartphone version of the Razr, so at least you got that.
Yeah, I saw that. I am kind of tempted to... Yeah.
You want that Razr flip phone?
I
Smartphone?
absolutely loved my Razr when I had it. So just to have a smartphone version of it, the problem is, like, I've been watching the tech on it, and it's a lot of the flip phones like that are not very safe for use in pockets, because things get into and underneath the screens very easily.
And I see it. Barry says, "Nobody let that girl near someone with a jitterbug phone." Touche. Yeah, and those flip phones are expensive because it's foldable glass. So, yeah. I mean, not for nothing, I kind of want that Surface Duo phone, but not at that price. Anywho, as always, when we talk about a convention, we tend to run late. So I think it's time for us to transform and roll out.
Agreed.
Yes. So if you like the show, tell a friend. They in turn will tell another friend, and so on and so forth. We're independent bloggers, independent podcasters. We do this for the fun of it. So what we like and don't like, we're going to tell you. And that's basically is it. If you have any questions about the show, drop us a line at podcast@animejamsession.com. Again, that is podcast@animejamsession.com. We're here to believe you. Don't forget to visit our website at animejamsession.com, where you'll find our convention reports and cosplay tips and tricks, cosplayer interviews, links to our YouTube videos, link to our Facebook convention photos, anime reviews, editorials, our weekly podcast, and so much more. And I believe our ZenkaiCon reports will be up there this week, so stand by for them. It's really worth it. So, yep. Let's see, what else do we have here? And don't forget, you can listen to us on any podcasting app that's out there, like Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Google Podcasts, Anchor FM, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, you name it. And don't forget to follow us on our social media pages on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. It's Anime Jam Session. Follow us on those so you know when we're going live, when articles are going up, and so much more. And don't forget the tip jar. So you can throw bits at us, cheer us on with that, and we really appreciate that. You can auto-host us as well. You can subscribe to our channel and give out gift subscriptions, which is pretty awesome. Thank you so much for that. And you can also throw cash at us through our Stream Elements and Ko-Fi links down below. Now we're going to go last words. Mako-chan.
I was just looking up the playlist for Alanis Morissette on her tour.
Yeah.
And one of her encore songs is Uninvited, which is my absolute favorite Alanis Morissette song. And I'm really excited. And I apologize now for singing along with it when we see the show.
That's fine. You just need to link me to that so I can see what the playlist is. So I totally cannot wait. So my last words is, I was having a moment earlier today because I had told people the story of my birth. To summarize, I was born 90 minutes after all my children back in the day. And I thought it was only 30 minutes back then, but no, it was an hour. So, wow. So, yeah, definitely. And I spent part of my day listening to the full theme of All My Children from the late 90s, that version, because the other versions are not familiar to me. So, that is it. End of list. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode, brand new stories, and brand new freakout. So, I'm Ranma.
And I'm Mako-chan.
Great fight, great night. See you next week.
Night.
Say goodnight, Mako-chan.
Good night, Mako-chan.
Perfect. Awesome. See you next week.
This podcast has been a production of Anime Jam Session and AJS Productions. No fanboys and fangirls were hurt, maimed, shot, electrocuted, or pistol whipped in this episode. For now. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressed on this show do not reflect the staff or the network as a whole. But we're still right, damn it. For transcripts of this episode, start typing. Check us out at animejamsession.com and vognetwork.com for more information about us and other programming. Jamatane!